Hey everybody, we're back with another episode of How to Play Minetest. We just had a nice big build day, so we're going to show you some of the stuff we worked on. My brother Landon started playing with us, so he's got a bed now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 beds in here, and you're supposed to have 5 for each year, so we're getting kind of cramped here. Not sure where we're going to put the last one. So if we put one there, that's going to be very narrow. One thing I did observe, we've got 2 doors, and I bet the dorms only have 1. So that's probably where that missing bed is going to go. Pardon. Okay, so the castle is 7 stories tall. We went ahead and marked that out. This is the castle proper. The dorms and the astronomy tower and those kind of things go even higher. So the Gryffindor common room entrance is going to be on that level right there. And then the dorm rooms are going to go up from there. In Harry Potter number 1, they talk about how they, first years, take boats to the castle, and then they go up a stone passageway, and then out on a grassy lawn to the front door. So that's kind of what we did here. I miscalculated by that far, so we may have to rework some things because of that. We head on down here. Something new with this version is wherever cobblestone touches water, it turns to mossy cobblestone. So you can now manufacture that, which is cool. I still need to hollow out the left-hand side here, but you can see that we get all the way down here into the dock, which we worked on in a previous episode, I believe. We got several boats out here that we had built but hadn't used anywhere, so we went ahead and put them in here. So that's the dock complete pretty much, except for tying it back in the top here and leveling that grassy spot out. Another thing we learned was in Harry Potter 2, Ron and Harry actually peek in on the sorting ceremony as they drag their cases from the Whomping Willow up to the castle. So we went ahead and did that. So we've got these nice tall, elegant windows here that look into the Great Hall, and we hollowed all that out. It's a little bit too long now, so we're probably going to chop that further end off a little bit, just to keep the proportions somewhere a little bit more normal. And then we need to grass a bunch of this stuff in. So they hit the Whomping Willow, work their way over here, run up and peek inside. Might even put a window on this side over here and take this down a little bit. But that's what we've been working on. The next big build will probably be finishing the Great Hall. I'll go ahead and hop over top here. Getting the tables in and everything. We may go one level taller on the windows, but there's this whole thing about the 3rd floor corridor on the right-hand side that we hear about in Harry Potter number 2. Is that number 2 or number 1? Number 1, sorry. And I'm wondering if this is where it's located, because we have the 1st floor underneath there. We have the 2nd floor right here, and then we have the 3rd floor, which is just tall enough to go right over the top of the Great Hall. And so a corridor might mean that's the first one that goes through the whole length of the school, is that 3rd floor. So that's something we're trying to figure out if that's the case. And again, we probably need to chop the hall off right here because, come up here, we've got this wing going off this way, we'll have another wing going off that way, and then probably bring it back in right here somewhere. So we've got the courtyard enclosed here, but the Great Hall is a little bit too big, so it's not much of a courtyard. In the books, they only ever mention one courtyard. In the movies, they show like 3 or 4 different courtyards. So, trying to stick to the book, we're only going to do one. On this north side here, we have to do northeast side, I guess, is where the vegetable patch is to feed all the students. And in Harry Potter 2, they talk about how they almost run into the school, and then they turn at the last minute and go on an arc around this way, and they go over the vegetable patch. The greenhouses are actually not next to the castle, they're off on their own here, and then they crash into the Whomping Willow. So that seems to be fairly accurate over here. So that's kind of where things are at the moment. You're welcome to ask any questions if you want to about where we're going with things, how things are progressing. The Quidditch pitch, we've got each of the grandstands built. Now it's just a matter of finishing off all the fine details, getting the guardrail along the front, the seats in, and you can see over here I started some flagpoles so like Gryffindor can have their flags here, and then maybe Ravenclaw, Slytherin. So everybody's got their own cheering section with the locker rooms for the associated house underneath. So that's kind of where that one's headed. Anyway, that's our update. Oh, and we finished the flying field as well, where Harry learns to fly, and he has that moment with Malfoy and the Remember All after Neville breaks his arm. And then Malfoy says he's going to leave it up a tree, so we've got to have some trees nearby. Anyway, and then the broom shed seemed to be logically placed between the flying field and the Quidditch pitch, the two places that you use brooms. So anyway, that's where things are at. Hope you enjoyed that. And as always, you can leave questions or comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we will catch you guys next time. Until then, go build something.